Hyundai has always been known as a mainstream mass-market car manufacturer in India. But the past decade has seen this Korean car manufacturer make some serious strides in motorsport globally, including winning the World Rally Championship twice. Alongside, Hyundai has also been developing its N and N-line range of cars, which are essentially performance versions of its regular models. And the first such car to land upon our shows is the i20 N-line. Now, this is not a full-blown N car, but it's the N-line version. It's essentially a sportier version of the third generation i20 that was launched in the country last year. And this is certainly good news because as an enthusiast, I've always wanted to see cars sold in India that are sportier to drive but do not burn a hole in your wallet. And the i20 N-line here, it certainly looks promising. Not much has changed over the regular i20 in terms of the exterior design, except for maybe a slightly more aggressive front bumper and lots of red accents all around the car. But yes, this shade of blue is exclusive to the i20 N-line, and it really makes the car look a lot better along with those red accents.
I also like the revised grille as Hyundai has cleverly added checkered flag-like elements here along with the N-line badge, which is a nod to the car's motorsport DNA. The front bumper is more aggressively styled and the red highlights at the bottom and the ones on the side skirtings all work well in accentuating the car's sportiness. Same is the case with the 16-inch N-line wheels that add to the car's stance, though I wish this car was equipped with larger 17-inch wheels in keeping with its sportier positioning. The N-line version looks a lot more distinctive from the rear thanks to the dual exhaust tips, Ford diffusers, revised spoiler and deflectors as well. Hyundai's idea behind the visual changes has been to keep it subtle enough to ensure the car looks familiar, but at the same time also have it look sportier and more appealing, which works very well. The i20 N-line looks a lot sportier than the regular car from inside thanks to the red accents all around, the black seats with red piping and N-line insignia, and also the sportier looking floor mats. I also like the livelier look of the dashboard with its red highlights and the racy looking drive selector lever in the DCT version we drove. The i20 N-line also gets a different steering wheel with an N-line badge, and while it looks nice, a flat-bottomed unit would have looked even better, especially given the large paddle shifters behind the wheel. The N-line's feature list is based on the top-of-the-line Asta variant of the i20, so you get the same 10.25-inch touchscreen that's slick to use and packs in all of Hyundai's connected technologies. This includes BlueLink, smartphone and smartwatch connectivity, and a 7-speaker Bose audio system. A lot of the features are exclusive to the top-of-the-line DCT version though, like the red ambient lighting and the larger touchscreen display. The top variant also gets as many as 6 airbags, disc brakes on all 4 wheels, tire pressure monitoring and an electronic stability program as well.
So what we have under the hood is the same 1-litre 3-pot turbocharged petrol engine, which offers the same 120 PS and 172 Nm of torque. Transmission options for the i20 N-line include the 6-speed IMT, which is the clutchless manual, and a 7-speed DCT. So there's no changes whatsoever in terms of the powertrain. But I'm not complaining because the DCT that I'm driving right now gets a set of paddle shifters as well, and these certainly add to the joy of driving this car. Of course, 120 PS and 172 Nm is very impressive for a hatchback, and Hyundai is claiming that this car will do 0 to 100 km/h in just 9.9 seconds, and that's one of the quickest times for a premium hatchback in the country right now. I also like how linear the power delivery is. The engine feels smooth. I like the DCT as well, especially with the paddle shifters, but I just wish its responses were slightly quicker. But yes, I do have sport mode. I just have to move the lever to the right. It shifts into sport mode, lets me hold the revs longer. And of course, we also have a slightly sportier exhaust note thanks to the dual exhausts.
Effectively, engine performance is the same as the turbo petrol version of the i20, but given its output of 120 PS, the i20 is the most powerful premium hatchback on sale in the country. That's besides the fact that 120 PS is a lot of power for a hatchback and is in fact more than what many sedans and SUVs offer. This coupled with the i20's relatively more compact dimensions and lighter weight mean the car is a lot of fun to drive and fits the bill as a performance hatchback. Of course, the car's firmer suspension and more responsive steering have a huge role to play in that.
So this of course is just the N-line car and not the full-blown N car from Hyundai, and that means you just have slightly firmer suspension. There's no changes to the chassis at all, but I do like the feel offered by the slightly firmer suspension. In fact, to be honest, it somewhat feels a lot more European in terms of the way this car handles, its dynamics are, and overall it is a nicer, sportier car to drive.
You feel more of the undulations on the road in the N-line than you would in the regular i20, but the ride quality is reasonably comfortable. More importantly, the retuned suspension setup has worked wonders for the car's handling, as it feels a lot more confident, be it around fast corners or at highway speeds. And this certainly adds to the N-line's credentials as a driver's car. So dynamics are certainly sporty, a feeling also echoed by the steering wheel, which feels more responsive and offers better feedback here. And all of that means the i20 N-line is a sportier, more performance-oriented hatchback, as you would expect of a car that's inspired by Hyundai's WRC program.
Launching an N-line version of the i20 is of course a strategic move from Hyundai, considering the fact that the i20 has always been one of best-selling cars in its segment. Well, Hyundai does come with a plan every time it enters a new segment, and that also means that we can expect more N-line cars in the future. But more importantly, prices for the i20 N-line begin from just Rs 9.84 lakh ex-showroom, and that's roughly what you would pay for any other premium hatchback, including the regular i20 itself. I would have really liked to see a proper 6-speed manual version of this car on sale with 3 pedals, but Hyundai for now is only offering the i20 N-line with an IMT and a DCT. The DCT of course is quite nice to drive, and to be honest with you, in terms of pricing, the DCT is the one to go for because it costs just Rs 50,000 more than the top of the line version of the regular i20. And that's what really sweetens the deal further for a car that is so much fun to drive.